Hello, and welcome to this review of Cells at Work. Cells at Work is an anime adaptation of the manga of the same name written by Akane Shimizu, beginning in 2015. It was serialized and adapted by Kodansha. The anime aired from July 2018. It follows the story of an erythrocyte and neutrophil in a chronically ill person of poor constitution. While this review is given, the official trailer will be playing to provide a visual clue to the style and content. A link to this is in the top right and description. So how does this show stack up? The series does not have any remarkable or unique animation. The protagonists are not unique, and almost feel two-dimensional. The voice acting is average. Despite this and other irritants, it is enjoyable and makes up for the lack of originality in presentation with a somewhat unique and niche concept. Let's begin with the opening line of every episode, which is a bugbear. 37.2 trillion cells working hard every day, which may well be accurate, but given the appearance of bacteria later, why were they not accounted for in this description? It is odd. Next is this scene with the artery being the point of gas exchange. This is just... no. Does this show even know what would happen if an artery broke like that? It is called either a traumatic arterial rupture or an aneurysm. And in either case, there's a good chance that the person in question would be dead by now. Why are these bacteria in the blood supply, and why did the neutrophil not undergo netosis? This is something of a kid's show, even if they are adolescent children. Exploding characters are generally frowned upon, and that there are other considerations, but even then, not much after this, the first episode begins to make up for these oversights by mostly accurately describing the route and location an erythrocyte cannot go, as it searches for the lungs to deliver carbon dioxide. It was a brave little erythrocyte to enter the spleen, with it being the last location the blood cell will go to before destruction. This becomes more educational as the first episode continues, with details about the pneumococci and diseases it causes. The anime takes a twist here with a wider range of cells introduced, including dendrites, adorable platelets, and the T cells. It then goes on to more specific pathogenic details. Maybe the intent was to encourage viewers to look for information on the technical terms used for themselves, or perhaps future merchandising opportunities. After this action scene, the erythrocyte goes into the lungs. But why are they following the anatomical correct path, but they do not follow it for oxygen? Better yet, where are the alveolar macrophages? Considering their role later on in this series, it becomes even more relevant. Overall, it is very inconsistent. More pressing than that, it seems to be suggesting that red cells carry nutrients and energy. The episode then goes back to these minor errors. The final scene indicates that the episode's content repeats constantly in the body, and in fact the entire series seems to give this impression. The first episode ends with a cute closing credit. The second episode opens with the role erythrocytes play, but still suggests that they carry energy. It quickly distracts you with more adorable platelets. When the platelets call the erythrocyte's big sister, it is almost correct in the way the hematopoietic stem cells work. But the fibrin scene is a little strange. Why does this neutrophil continue surviving? It should explode as part of the clotting process. This episode begins with an abrasion, which leads on to how the body deals with these cuts. The staph, strep, pseudomonas and other bacteria characters are introduced here and what they do. Each one carries the major identification features of the respective bacterium. Then the show describes how the body deals with these bacteria, and the physical damage with surprising detail. It takes a very dark turn at the end when you consider what happens. The show appears to build complexity of the information provided with each episode. It also makes more terrible puns. This is just a review of the first two episodes, as the series is consistent in faults and strengths. Overall, this show is great if you know nothing of the immune system, anatomy, or physiology. Better still if you do not mind subtitles. It is an ideal topical show for lay adults or older children. It definitely becomes less child-friendly as the season progresses. It seems targeted at children and it has disorienting adult themes and tones. For others, minor errors might not be as much of a problem, and you may need to sit through this for a large part of the season before these errors balance out for you. For others, it may be immediately satisfactory. It is entertaining, whimsical, and well presented, which makes the watching easy for most people. If it does spark an interest in biology, physiology, or anatomy, then good luck to the author. Thank you for watching this video. If it has been of interest, consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. Please post any comments, questions, or suggestions below.